I think Glen Ellyn Skatepark is ruined for good, and I want to talk about that a little bit. I got a comment from one of my viewers that said, I want you to talk about the progress and status of the new Glen Ellyn Skatepark, commentary on the plans they released, if I think it'll be good on site, and do a report. So this is your report on the update of the new Glen Ellyn Skatepark. And now that you've seen that, there's been nothing that has been completed. It's unfortunate, but I just found this update from October 17th. Improvements to the district's new park at Newton are underway. The professional skate park design consultant was engaged for the skate park design. A public meeting on the 21st at the Recreation Center. A large group of engaged users attended and provided constructive feedback. So they're trying to play the we took the feedback game here. A revised concept was placed on order June 22nd. Demolition was completed in late August, followed by crack protection, asphalt, and a new coating. This color coating needs to be high temperature, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so they got the coating done. The skate ramps are coming in mid-December and are expected to only take a few weeks to install. Yeah, this is where we have a problem, folks. If you have to tell people that they're only going to take a few weeks to install, that's a big red flag right there, because you shouldn't have to install ramps. You should be building ramps if it's going to be a good park. I believe arc ramps are the people that are doing this. I've skated a few arc ramps parks, and nobody that I've talked to seems to enjoy arc ramps. It's kind of concerning the way they choose to spend their budget on a skate park. You know, I understand how they have to, like, budget out different things for the city and how that all fits in, but I do firmly believe that a skate park should be something that there should be a higher budget put into. And oftentimes when you have boomers in charge of these things, the skate park budget will go downhill, which ultimately results in a terrible skate park. And you're probably going, what's that new skate park design? Or maybe you've seen it. Let's do a quick little refresh. Let's take a look at it. Newton Skatepark redevelopment. And it says new asphalt surfacing, color coding pattern, new skate park ramps, permanent removal of the fence, shade trees. Now, that's one thing they did do is take the fence away. That'll be nice. I guess maybe we can light it up at night or something. If they don't put lights, that might be kind of a cool thing. However, I don't care how good a skate park layout is. I know that we haven't skated this yet, but I can firmly say that arc ramps are not, like, good ramps no matter how good of a design it is. I've skated them before. Rating a really weird skate park that I have some big criticisms about. One side has this kind of flesh coping, right? The other side has the good coping. They have some, like, really weird coping on their ramps, and I also think this is just a strange layout. They kind of were like, oh, they like the half pipe, we'll put another half pipe there, and they kind of took that transfer design from the old one and placed it right there, and they left, like, the little roller, assuming we like that. So I think what happened is, like, they looked at the old design, and then they heard what people said, and they're like, oh, here's some things that everybody said. We're going to keep those, and then let's differentiate and kind of, like, come up with our own little weird plan here, and then just kind of, like, place things and go. By that, I mean they had this little spine and then this A-frame right next to each other, which is, like, ultimately the same ramp. I mean, obviously, you can do different things, but why are they right next to each other when you have a rail right there? And then they also just kind of made another little ramp go up to that. So it's just like this small little down, hit a ramp, go sort of situation, which in my opinion, they should just totally cut that out and thrown the original box, which I can show you if you aren't familiar with. Right here in that spot. That would have been really nice. Now, I do like how they kept the hip, but my problem comes with where people are going to kind of access this hip, which looks like it'll be mainly from the one side. And I don't like how they took the box and the rail and just put it on the same side of the park, pretty much right next to each other. They put two rails, in fact, and then they put a box right next to it, like a double height box, which, if you ask any skater, we all just want one common box that is, like, the same height as that old box that was there, with some nice coping. That's literally all we can ask for. And maybe a nice round rail, like, separate from it. You know what I mean? If we have those two things, we're happy. It's just odd how they just decide to put those things, not the lengthways, but the heightways in the back of the park. So there's really not going to be that much run up to it. By the time you hit it, you're going to have to get off of it and go up the ramp. So it kind of defeats the whole purpose in it being fun, because now you can't just, like, go up and hit it if you want. You have to wait at the ramp, or It's just going to become a huge cluster. Boop. Yeah, that's kind of where I take issue with this new design. And it's sad that it's $400,000. And it sucks, man. There's a park that we all kind of enjoyed. I think what happened is like the old surfacing was starting to lift and each year would crack. The ground was starting to crack. Simply because it's the Midwest and because they were allowing scooters in there. So I think what they should have done is hired someone out like Spawn Ranch, who has continuously shown us that they've done a very good job on skate parks, which I can show you a few of them right here if you're not familiar with their designs. They've continually built very smooth, nice concrete ramps all across the U.S. I haven't seen pretty much anybody complain about their parks. The only complaint that I have to this day about any of their parks, and it's not even their problem, is how Wheaton was done. That was a city decision to leave in the ground, so there's smooth ramps that go into a rough ground. And pretty much everyone else I know complains about that, but that's not even in the hands of Spawn Ranch. That's like a city problem, because the city simply didn't want to redo the ground, which is a conversation in itself for another time. So I'm glad they redid the ground at this park at least. We'll see how long this ground lasts. I'm hoping it lasts a while and that they can repave it when need be. Yeah, this is ultimately kind of a sad time for us all because we all loved Glen Ellyn. That was like the go-to for everybody. I don't think this new park's going to be the go-to for us all. I mean, we'll wait and see, but it's not looking too bright ahead of us. So, yep, that's about it. I'll talk to you guys later. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Bye-bye.